Hello everyone. Just wanted to do a quick team training today on volume mapping. Now I'm not sure how many of you do this already. We should all be doing it, but I appreciate that not everyone has been shown how to do it. I know I've been through it with a couple of you, but not everybody. So I thought it would be helpful to have this shown to you the way it was shown to me by Sarah. And since doing this, it really does keep me more focused on the CCs, and it helps me to estimate better what my business is going to be each month. So you start off with a piece of paper, and I have written on this piece of paper that I am in the centre, so that's me. I've got 4 teammates. I've got John, I've got Jane, I've got Ange, and I've got Sarah. I'm a very lucky team leader. So I start by estimating my own personal CCs. So this is not the CCs for the whole team, but just for myself. So I'm going to do this. It's going to be difficult for you to see because I'm afraid it's going to be written sort of backwards. But my CC, I'm following the trainings as taught by Ange and by Sarah. So my minimum goal each month is 5 CCs. Now we all need 4 CCs to get paid, but that's just an average CC. So we really should be pushing for beyond average. Obviously, if you're not looking to work your business that way, that's fine. But the way that we're taught to do it is to seek a minimum of 5 CCs. So that is going to be the minimum I aim for. Now the maximum will depend on what sort of month I'm having. So say for example I've got 3 or 4 really good prospects this month and I think that they really might come through. So this is my optimistic goal plan. I don't know that they're going to come through, but I'm going to work on them and I'm going to try. So if I say 4 people are going to sign to my business, plus I'm going to do a minimum of 1 CC retail for my personal use, which I always do, and then potentially another one for customers, I could say that this month, optimistically, I could get 10 CCs. Now that is personal, that's not team CCs. This is at this stage purely your own personal goal. So as I say, the numbers are going to be a bit backwards, but you'll see I've got 5 and I've got 10. So that's for me. I then do the same exercise for all of my team. So firstly, I'll go to John. John's only just joined the business, so he's right at the beginning of his journey. So I'm going to give him the same minimum 5 that I have, and I'm going to give him a maximum of 7. And that's because he probably doesn't have a very strong pipeline at the moment. It may be that he can do a bit more than that, but it's not looking likely, and we don't want to put too much pressure on John anyway. So I'm going to suggest that 7 would be the optimistic, 5 would be the goal and the more likely. Now then I turn to Jane. Now Jane has a good business, but she's having a bit of a slower month this month, and so perhaps she's going to cautiously estimate her lower level because she thinks that perhaps she's not going to have as much time to sponsor, etc. Now of course we know that someone like Jane is never going to say that, but I'm trying to at this stage show you worst case scenario, best case scenario. So Jane tells me that at very minimum she's going to get 4 CC because no one in this team gets less than 4 CC. So she's putting down 4 as her maximum because, as I say, she's got a few issues that she's dealing with. She hasn't got much of a pipeline right now, so she's going to put her maximum at 5 CCs. Then we come to Ange. Now, Ange has only just joined the business, so she's got nobody in her team at all at the moment. So we're going to look to help her to achieve her 4. Ideally, it would be lovely to help her achieve 5, but we're going to put her at 4 as well. However, she's been doing a fantastic amount of contact marketing, and she thinks that because she's created a good buzz, she could potentially get 10 CCs. Now, she understands that that's a lot of work and she understands what she's got to do, but that's her optimistic figure. So again, that gets written in a different colour. And then we come on to Sarah. Sarah knows that she's got a very good team working for her this month, and she knows that she's also been working with some new people that are coming on board. So she thinks her minimum that she's going to get this month is 30, and the maximum that she could get this month could be 50. So as I say, that's her planning with her team, and she will have done this same exercise with all of them, so she can know roughly where her figures are all coming from. So you've got all these figures written down now in all different colours. So I'm sorry they're backwards. And you can see where they all are. The next step is to add up each individual colour. So for the lower, the cautious estimate, We have Jane is on 4, we have John on 5, I'm on 5, Sarah is on 30, and Ange is on 4. So we've got a minimum of 48. Okay, so write that down at the top. We then look at the optimistic figures, and we've got 5, and we've got 7, and we've got 10, we've got 50, and we've got another 10. So our optimistic figure is going to be 82. Okay, so our actual estimate is going to be somewhere between the two of those numbers. That's the way it usually happens. So you would add the two together. So add your 48 to your 82, and that gives 130. So once you've got the 130, divide that in 2. And what that's doing is giving you the perfect midpoint of the two numbers. That means on this example and with this team, my estimate now would be 65. And that's just by taking the average of all of the individual teams' anticipated CCs. Now, it's very important that you teach your team to do this or encourage them to watch this video so that they know how to volume map their own business and their downlines, because when they have an accurate assessment as to what their CCs are going to be, they can then help their upline to assess their business and so on. This is especially important when you're coming to look for promotions and things like that, so you can work out exactly where your CCs are coming from and how much additional activity you need to do in order to make sure you hit target. So I hope that's been helpful. As I say, get yourself one of these, get it up on the wall, and make sure that John and Jane work harder than they are in this example. Thanks very much. Bye.